Blog entry 117 from 6/25 of 2023. The past few weeks have been different, not in a way they were before, but in a deeper, quieter way. This has been more about separating from the pull of the material senses. I've noticed subtleties where old desires for material enjoyment or stimulation no longer feel pressing. They seem settled, healed, or fulfilled from within. The longing for intimacy now arises as a faint echo, a passing thought with little to no grip. Even if I were to act on it, whether alone or with someone, the impulse would dissolve as quickly as it came, leaving no lasting hold. It simply drifts through, just like any other material desires that no longer anchor the heart. These have been some of my first experiences of feeling the senses heal and soften as I grow towards Rādha and Krishna. A bliss and fulfillment have begun to rise from within, meeting needs that I once tried to satisfy through various forms of sense gratification. Now those desires simply dissolve on their own, without struggle, without force, and through a steady rhythm of daily Bhakti practice. So, in this blog entry here, this was a few weeks, at this point there was a few weeks between this post and the previous. But what I was feeling is like a gentle expansiveness opening inside between, again, me and the material senses and the material mind. And as that space began to open and more Rādha and Krishna came into that space, more and more of my needs were met internally. And feeling more fulfilled and happier and not alone or needing things internally as I was previously before doing the Bhakti practice in this way. All of those things would be coming up, and then the material desires and trying to ease that discomfort would come up as well. But this blog post is talking about feeling the expansiveness and the peace and the overall growth with separating from the senses more in a natural way. Now, it's not really just denying the senses. That's not what I'm saying. They're not like in the background hoping that I act on them, but yet I don't. I just choose to fight it off and I don't. No, they're actually not there in the same way. Like they're drastically reduced or almost completely gone. Or, I don't know, it's just a really nice, organic process, and it's not efforting and it's not denying. It's just, I don't know, it's like you have more harmony in your life as you grow your bhakti practice and you get closer and closer with God, and the love and the bliss and the joy of like Rādha and Krishna flow through you, and it just changes your relationship with the material world for that reason. And in that way, the material desires, they just start dropping off, and it's amazing. Like you wouldn't really ever think it would be possible until you start having that experience happen. And again, not from a place of just denying it or saying that it doesn't in hopes that it doesn't. No, but in a place where it actually just reduces. And any of the material desires will be that way. So if everybody has their own way of coping, and whatever that is, it may not be intimacy, it might be any type of material way. There's so many of them. And your version and your time and that pull for that type of material sense gratification will also lift. Because it's not the type of sense gratification. It's all sense gratification as you grow closer and closer to God and you feel more and more bliss and love inside. So yeah, it's incredible. It's really incredible. And you'll have days like this blog entry here where I'm doing my bhakti practice every day and I'm focused on Rādha and Krishna each day. And, in general, there'll be ups and downs and it'll flow that way. But then you'll have some days, like this day was for me, where you'll just feel how much healing and how much peace and bliss and joy you have inside that you didn't have before. And you'll go to get the little package of donuts at the shop or whatever, or you'll look at vacations or shopping for shoes or whatever type of material thing you use to help, feel better on the harder days. And you'll just lose your taste for it naturally. And it really works that way. And it's just incredible. Just from doing your bhakti practice and growing your love for God. It's amazing. All right, well, that's it for today's blog entry. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Super helpful. And have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.